Hi community of awesome, I'm Ava J and this is Bookish Pixie. So not too long ago I got a question from one of you guys about different types of editing and what's involved in each one and what they mean, and I think that's a great question because there are indeed different types of editing and each one is used at a different time of the process and they're all equally necessary, but it can be a little confusing at first. So the first type of editing is developmental. Developmental editing is basically big picture editing. It's where you look at the manuscript as a whole and you focus on the plot and character and pacing, all of those big picture overarching items. Developmental editing is what you start with because you don't usually want to do the finer details of the little word choices, for example, when you're moving things around. And in developmental edits, things get moved around. You cut scenes, you add scenes, you change scenes completely and rewrite them. And if you do that after you've already done line edits, for example, you're just going to make more work for yourself and you're going to end up tossing some of the work you did in line edits. So developmental edits always come first. I actually like developmental edits a lot because it's where you make the story a better story. You can have the best prose in the world, but if your plot or characters fall flat, it's going to take away from your book. I know when I first started writing, I used to skip developmental revisions. Don't do that. There are always ways to make your story better, and oftentimes your story needs it. Once you're done with developmental edits, you can move on to line edits. Line edits is where you go line by line and you look at the writing itself. Developmental edits are the story. Line edits are how the story is written. Line edits are where you want to think about voice, where you want to think about why you chose one word over another, or whether you said something in 10 words that you could have said in 3, or whether you're filtering too much or fail to describe something. All of those nitty-gritty writing details. I really like line edits too. It's kind of my thing, and I like it because you get to take an existing story and really make it shine with the writing by making changes that bring the writing to the next level, and that is pretty darn cool. In terms of my editing services, because I'm a freelance editor and I edit books for writers, I offer line and developmental edits. But once you're done with developmental and line edits, you're not completely done because next are copy edits. One thing I want to say about copy edits is if you're editing on your own with the aim of traditionally publishing, you don't really need to worry about copy edits because that'll get taken care of later. So as long as you have the main grammar basics down, you're going to be okay. If you want to self-publish, however, that's completely different and you absolutely need to hire a copy editor. Copy editing is making sure your writing is grammatically correct. So it's all of those little grammar details. So making sure your dialogue is punctuated correctly and your commas are in the right place and your sentence structure is parallel and you don't have dangling participles, all of those little details. I do not offer copy editing services, both because it's super time consuming and because I am not a grammar master. I know enough to get through, I know all the basics and enough to make suggestions to other writers when something is clearly not quite right, but yeah, when it comes to making sure commas are all in the exact right place and making sure there aren't dangling participles and things like that, I need help myself. Copy editing is important because it's important to make your writing grammatically correct, both because it'll make your writing easier to understand and clearer, but also because readers will notice when it's wrong. So those are the 3 main types of editing. I want to re-emphasize that they're all equally important, so don't neglect any of them. And that about covers it. So that's what I got for today. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to subscribe and comment, and I'll see you guys next week.